Hey guys, Anthony, AFT Dog Training. We were asked to make some more videos like this, so that's what I'm doing. This is not a finished product of a heel. This is in training. This is probably one of the first times that we're actually working this session like this with Haze. We have done an extensive amount of long line work already. She's been to multiple trainers, I believe, and has gotten herself in a lot of trouble, which I'm not going to get into on here. She's with us for a board and train program, and what I'm going to be doing is using this wall ahead of me here as a guide and have her start tuning in more to my body language on the walk, because she is kind of like in her own world. So what I'm going to start off here is just going over how to hold the leash. All right. This is just as imperative of anything. So if anybody's watching this, gone through a training program or just even our basic obedience classes, and you're still working on this here, remember, just the way that we hold the leash, we go over in class, that's what starts everything off. So you do not want it wrapped around your hand or anything. So that's what we're starting off here. So I have a Hermspringer prong collar on Haze. She's also being remote collar trained. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting my left leg forward, which I do like training dogs on both sides of the heel, left and right. But here I'm just concentrating on the left, and she's trying to just continue to be in her own zone walking. So I'm using my left leg. I'm coming to a stop and pulling her back with slight leash guidance backwards. Good. A little bit of leash guidance there. So again, in her own world, that's what's gotten her into trouble in the past. So I'm going to pretend there's a figure 8 or an 8 written on the ground, a large 8 in the parking lot here. We're going to be doing inward and outward turns. So that's the purpose of that. And that's coming up in a bit here. So doing pretty good, following in on that knee, a little bit ahead now. That's at the point where I'm going to put my foot forward there, give her some guidance back. All right. You can also use this exercise depending on the dog, using a treat. I do not find it as successful, especially with some of these harder dogs. Okay, this is where I'm saying figure 8 written on the... I forgot to bring the cones over. Alright, so you'll notice that her issue is tuning into the handler, and then you'll see when I'm turning here, this is called the outside turn. She's kind of like in her own zone a little bit, giving a slight leash pressure to bring her in. Okay? And you'll notice throughout this exercise here, I want you to see how much more in tune she becomes just in the few minutes that we're working here. This is like a 15-minute video, I think. Maybe even 20 minutes, I'm not sure. But you just noticed, how much she's starting to pick things up, and it's really cool to see. All right, so when she's making these turns without any leash guidance at all, I am praising her with verbal commands. All right. So on this inward turn, the space is okay, but she should be back more. And again, this is something that she's learning in this session here. All right, and moving forward, see where she's at here a little bit. She'll start catching on, you'll see here. A little bit, see how I give some leash guidance there. Yeah, she starts really getting in tune with myself here. Especially on the straightaway, she starts picking it up. And that's from doing some of that wall work. Yeah, not bad. Still want her back a little further, but again, as the sessions go on with this, you know, we're very open to posting these videos. You will see more results and stuff as her stay is with us. Not bad. And here comes the inward. Very good. Good. The leash is not tight at all. A little bit there. She knows she's coming up this out. There, I'm going to guide her in. Yeah, so we do this for quite a bit here. I don't know how long this is out and doing this voiceover, but so now I'm trying to at least get away from the wall and not use that because she's smart. So she'll see that wall come up and say, you know what? I already know this routine. So without the wall, I'm trying to get her to understand to move back more. So we're going to go back into this exercise here for a little bit. Actually, it's pretty good where she was at. Very good. I mean, this is night and day from where how she showed up to us. So now I'm asking her, if I come to a stop, I'd like her to sit. She's very stubborn in these things. Even there, she's like sitting, but not all the way. I thought she was sitting the whole time. There we go. So from my point of view, I thought she was sitting at that point, the full sit. So I might have accidentally gave a treat reward at that moment. So here I can ask, with the tools that we're using, we can ask for a sit with some pressure up. I can also ask for a remote collar sit command. And she gets really happy when she starts learning this stuff too. It's cool to see. Again, so she's like, I want to go over there. And I'm like, no, we're still walking this way. Yes. So that was a real good turn in there. And her position is not bad. Again, this is in competition heel. We're just doing family pet training, but she's starting to understand here, which is cool. I'm actually, the person filming this is also an ABC student named LJ. And she was one of my students. And we ended up hiring her. Very good. So I'm actually, and this is what I'm explaining here too, when I come to a stop, I don't necessarily want a automatic sit all the time. Not yet. I'm very happy that she's at least coming to this point of understanding when I stop, she stopped. And this is a huge step for her. She's a very pushy, stubborn dog. And that's what she has gotten herself in some ton of trouble with. So let's see. Not bad position, was just the camera angle there. Inward, yeah, that was not bad. All right, so then at this point, I'm just making turns whenever I want. So I forgot to mention that I'm not just following the figure 8 anymore because she was catching on to that. She's a type of dog that, okay, I'll see how much I could push, and get away with. So now she's more, and right there, that was great. So now I'm just doing some circles. Again, instead of her mindset, I do an inward, outward, inward, because she might see a pattern. I'm just randomly changing the session around a little bit here. And she's understanding the slightest little leash guidance there. I don't know if you're catching that. Good. Very good. Notice she checking in now, which is not something she had done. She comes to a sit. I'm going to give her a treat. Good girl. Now, again, pushy. I sat, this and that. No, sit. Because she knows if she sat from the previous training, she was going to get a treat, and then she'll just get up and do what she was doing again. So, also in here, I'm showing my other my employee, when I start inching forward, I don't necessarily want her to move. So say I come to a stop on the sidewalk, I'm talking to a friend of mine, and I just use these very simplistic examples, so don't mind me, but I come to a stop, I want to talk, and I ask the dog to sit while I have my conversation. I might be moving around while I'm talking. I'm not a statue, but I ask the dog to sit until we give let's go, and then I just gave the command to Haze to let's move. So here, pressure is on remote until she sits. Boom. And this is very low stim. I think it may have been on 5. So training level. And excellent. Like, I'm not seeing her checking in with me. Is he going yet? That's good, because it's not something that she had before. Now she got up, so I'm going to ask her for a sit again. This time we use leash pressure. Sit. Let's go. Yep. Very good. Yeah, that's actually a really good position. I'm hoping she holds it there. But thanks for watching, guys. This was just a little tutorial video. Take care.